Ladies and gentlemen, we now present the award of Ducks of the School for 2010. This award is based on the student's Australian Tertiary Admissions rank. Stephanie Hayes received an ATAR of 99.35, and this equates to 42 out of 45 in the International Baccalaureate diploma course that she studied. She receives the award for Ducks of Central Coast Grammar School for 2010, and this indeed is an outstanding achievement. Stephanie entered Central Coast Grammar School in kindergarten in 1998. She maintained an outstanding level of academic achievement through her final years, ranking in first in English, history and psychology during her IB exams. Stephanie was a prefect and a well-respected member of her house family. Stephanie's participation in co-curricular programs offered at CCGS was exemplary. She was an integral member of numerous debating, public speaking, mock trial and UNA teams. Also selected as captain of debating. She was a most deserving recipient of school colours for her contribution to sport, public speaking and service to the school. And ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to join me in congratulating Stephanie on her outstanding achievement.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure to speak to you tonight. And I can't believe it's only been a year since I was sitting right over there. It's been a big year with heaps of changes and lots of challenges. The biggest has been moving to Sydney, where I've been living on campus at St Andrews College at Sydney University, studying International and Global Studies with Psychology. It's been an amazing year, and but what I've been increasingly finding is the more dramatically areas in my life are changing, the more I'm looking back and recognising how incredibly blessed I was in my past. I really treasure the 13 years that I had here at CCGS, and I was very fortunate to be involved in a huge number of extracurricular activities while at school. It's these experiences which I've enjoyed the most about CCGS, and which have also opened up the most opportunities since leaving school. Education, I've learned, is more than getting the ATAR at the end. I know people tell you to get involved all the time, but if I was to give you any piece of advice about school, that would be it. Do everything and anything, even if you're really bad at it, because it actually doesn't really matter, because you don't get the opportunities that you do at school once you leave school, and that's something that I've been finding this year that's actually been really hard. I really treasure the fact that I could do almost anything I wanted to do here. Complete your Duke of Ed, be in the production, play sport, do debating, community service, be in the orchestra and the stage band and the choir, do it all. This is what you will remember and will be what allows the opportunities in the future more than any ATAR will. The rest of your life is about specialisation. Enjoy the fact that you can be broad and widespread while you can. These things make a school good, but what makes CCGS a great school is its exceptional teachers. I'd like to thank the board, Mr. Lowe and Mr. Lawney before him for valuing and committing to excellent teachers. I owe a great debt to all my teachers. To my K-6 teachers and my middle school teachers, thank you so much for teaching me more than the NAPLAN text required, for pushing us to go further and to dig deeper, for teaching me a love of literature, how to touch type and how to do really good PowerPoint presentations. I especially want to thank the team that got me through the IB. Mrs. Henshaw, Mrs. Pegas, Mrs. Bloor, Mrs. Hockey, Mr. Groveler and Mr. Gill. Although the two hardest years of my life, you guys made them the two best. It was from you that I learned to love learning. You were friends as well as teachers, and I cannot thank you enough for your selfless efforts, your patience and your encouragement. You were there through it all, through the tears and the successes, and went far beyond what was required. I particularly want to thank Mrs. Henshaw, who endured night classes with us and even bought us pizza. She would catch up with us at the Red Pepper Cafe on the weekends to go over our text before the upcoming oral commentaries. And along with Mrs. Sonoy, she spent many countless hours fixing my essays, helping me with study plans and time management issues. Thank you. A great thanks is also due to Mrs. McDonough and Mrs. Horsley, and they played a pivotal role in all of our senior high years. And Mrs. McDonough was especially significant in helping me on my path to uni. And only as a result of the wonderful opportunities CCGS provided, and particularly Mrs. McDonough, I was lucky enough to be granted the Sydney University Entry Scholarship. All the teachers expected more from me than I did. They had faith that I could achieve it, and they helped me every step of the way. They were ridiculously committed. I only had to do it once, but they have to front up and do it year in and year out. It was such a treasure to learn from you, and I really missed having teachers like you at uni. It's true that you can't do Year 12 by yourself. I really treasure my friends, and especially those who did the IB with me. And thanks to my family, my parents for their unconditional love and their wise advice, to Andrew and Brittany for putting up with me, refilling my endless teacups, and making the house fun and full of laughter during my study breaks. I love you all. I don't know what my future holds, but I do know who holds my future. It's my Lord and my Saviour, Jesus Christ, and that hasn't changed, and He will always remain my treasure above all treasures. I thank God for all these gifts and amazing blessings. Finally, some parting words for all of you who get to enjoy some more years at Grammar. Become good friends with the librarians, the IT guys, and your teachers, because they'll help you out a lot. Have at least one spare hat in your locker. You know, the hat rule gets you. And you can never have too much house spirit. The more blue you wear, the more fun you'll have. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Congratulations again and best of luck for the future. I now call on Charlotte Alexander and Brendan Mills to join us on stage.